I love musical theater, and not just for the obvious reasons. Sure, the dancing and singing are wonderful. I love having emotions sung right into my face. I never have to guess what anyone is feeling. But the real reason I love musical theater is all the teamwork that goes into making it behind the scenes. You can't pull off any big production without a lot of people, many of whom the audience never sees. But they're all working hard to make sure every spotlight hits its mark and each note is in harmony. And the same is true for government work, and the winners of this award are shining examples of that, which is why I'm so pleased to present the COVID-19 Response Medal to Doctors Anita Patel, Amanda Cohn, and David Fitter.
Amanda, David, and Anita, and the more than 1,500 staff who served on the vaccine task force, did the extraordinary work of making sure COVID-19 vaccines were distributed equitably and efficiently, while communicating their importance to the public, healthcare providers, community workers, and pharmacies.
It was a huge undertaking that required so many different components beyond just public health to come together. When we were starting this mission, it was very clear that what we had in place wasn't going to be able to meet what needed to get done. We needed to redo the entire US distribution system, redo the entire data infrastructure, reassess how we make vaccines available across the United States and the partners that we bring to bear, how public health operates, and really have a full understanding of all these moving pieces and parts. All these partners came together to be able to execute.
When people talk about how remarkable the COVID-19 vaccine journey was, usually they're talking about how quickly the vaccine was developed. But what about how quickly the shot got into people's arms? As of summer 2022, over 570 million COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered in the United States alone. That was a huge undertaking. It could never have been done without these three special people and their combined experience in their respective fields.
For the first time ever, we were trying to vaccinate the entire US population. Then we needed to figure out who was it that we wanted to get vaccinated based on risk and the amount of supply that we had. So Amanda had a puzzle piece and a work stream. David had a work stream. The front end, the distribution component, the data infrastructure, the partnerships, like all of these pieces had to work together in order for us to be able to do this work. With over 90% of the population living within a 5-mile radius of a pharmacy, we suddenly were able to make vaccines super accessible to the average person. Our pharmacy partners then leaned in and partnered with public health to come up with solutions to decrease barriers to access, like transportation, creating ride-share opportunities, partnering with public health to, again, encourage people to come into the community setting of a pharmacy.
Every team needs its leaders. On that count, Dr. Fitter, Dr. Patel, and Dr. Cohn distinguished themselves. They represent the best the CDC COVID-19 Vaccine Task Force has to offer. Because of the collective efforts of today's honorees, vaccines have been equitably distributed far and wide to communities hardest hit by COVID. This has been challenging work. This has been life-saving work.
To me, the ideal workplace is somewhere your talents are recognized and encouraged to flourish. Somewhere you can take what it is you do well and see how far you can go with it. Through public service, Anita, Amanda, and David were able to do that and see their work save the lives of countless people.
Amanda, David, and Anita, you and your teams represent the best of the CDC and the US government. Thanks to the work of the task force, hundreds of millions of COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered in the United States, the largest vaccine effort in the nation's history, ultimately saving hundreds of thousands of lives.
If you got your COVID-19 vaccine at a pharmacy like me, it's because of the work Anita Patel did. I knew when to get my vaccine and when to get my booster because of Amanda Cohn's work. My dose had been safely transported and stored at the correct temperature because of the work David Fitter did. So personally, I want to say thank you so much for all of your work and congratulations on this.
The most humbling thing I've ever done in my career, to be part of something so much bigger than me, so much bigger than public health. And we did this together. This was an all of community, all of government, all of nation response. At the end of the day, everyone came together to ensure that we made vaccines available quickly.